After a bit of a break, I'm finally back with my Tutorial Tuesdays and I couldn't be more excited. I'm doing something a little bit different today and I'm coming at you with my top tips for naturally curly hair. So let's get right into it. I do have naturally curly hair myself. I know I'm not wearing it styled that way right now, but I promise you, check it out, I am a curly girl. So first let's talk about what it's like to have curly hair. One of the biggest problems that curly girls face is frizz. I know, I said the bad word, frizz. Don't freak out. Curly hair craves moisture and hydration. So when your hair gets frizzy, it's basically reaching out for any kind of moisture that it can find in the air. Do you ever notice that when you're in a really humid climate, your hair gets frizzier? Well, humidity means extra moisture in the air. So your hair is reaching out for it and it's trying to grab it. So my first tip is to drink lots of water and to keep your body hydrated. Not only will your hair thank you for it, but your skin will be better and you'll feel much better too. Tip number 2, it's really important to have quality hair care products. Most of the products on the market today have all kinds of alcohols, chemicals, and silicones, and all they do is dry out your hair and weigh it down. We don't want that. So it's best to use naturally based products that don't have any of those extra chemicals in it. Tip number 3, it's just as important what you do inside the shower as what you do outside the shower when you style it. When you get in the shower, shampoo like normal. Then about once a week or so, I like to incorporate a hair mask. So what I like to do is get my hair mask and scrunch the product into my hair and also finger comb it. This is a moment where you could also use a brush if you feel you need to, or you can just finger comb it through. Most hair masks require about 5 to 10 minutes to leave it in. So while you're waiting for that, this is what I like to do. I like to train my curls. So what I do is I flip my head over and I section my hair out into about 8 to 10 pieces. I get the section, and this is easier to do when your hair is wet, so just keep that in mind. And I like to train the curls. So what I do is I curl each section around my finger until it gets nice and tight. And then I pull it down and see how that trains the curl. And then I gather it and scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. So then I do that for each section around my hair while I'm waiting for the mask to soak in. Once you rinse your mask out, it's time for conditioner. And I like to apply my conditioner the same way. I get the conditioner and I scrunch it into my hair. I scrunch it in because it helps to train the curls, but it also helps to get the product deeper into your hair. So once I've applied the conditioner, you can let it in for about 3 to 4 minutes or so. And then I don't like to completely rinse out the conditioner either. We want to keep the moisture in. Again, moisture. So what I like to do is either run my hair very quickly under the shower so it just gets part of the conditioner out, or I like to get cupfuls of water into my hands while my head's flipped over and scrunch it through my hair, scrunch the water through, and this will dilute this conditioner a little bit while still leaving some in to hydrate your hair. Next, when you're ready to get out of the shower, do not use a towel. I know this is gonna be hard, but don't use it. Towels steal moisture from your hair, so try not to use a towel. What I like to do is, again, scrunch the extra water out of my hair. It's gonna be sopping wet, but that's okay. That's just something you kind of have to deal with. Don't use a towel, don't do it. When you're getting ready to style, my next tip is to not use a brush. I know it's hard. This is another hard step for me too to get used to. But if you brush your hair out, you'll pretty much ruin all the work you did in the shower. So don't brush your hair. And truthfully, if you have quality products, you won't need to. Having curly hair is a lot of trial and error. So my next tip is to experiment and try and find the cocktail of products that works for you. No curly girl is the same. But if you're curious, this is what I use. I always start with the Restore Leave-In Conditioner. Again, what's the word of the day? Moisture. So this helps me get more moisture into my hair. Next are these 3 products. I use the Moxie Mousse, the Curl Cream, and the Styling Taffy. I put them all in my hand, emulsify, and scrunch through my hair evenly on each side. I also use the thermal heat protectant. This is great for when I diffuse my hair to protect my hair from the heat. Occasionally, I'll use this. It's the Frizz Fix Smoothing Hair Primer. It'll help with those extra frizzy days. Next are drying tips. If you diffuse your hair, it is really important to use low heat and low air. And I know what you're thinking, it's a painfully slow process. I know, but your hair will thank you for it. It really cuts down on the frizz. And what I really like to do is alternate between low heat and cold air. And this cold air, these blasts of cold air, will definitely cut down on your frizz. Once you start drying your hair, your hands shouldn't be touching your hair anymore. Once all the product is in, let your diffuser do the work. What I mean by that is, let your diffuser collect your hair and dry it that way. Now, if you air dry your hair, that's great. Put your hair product in and go. But I have some tips for you too, don't worry. Now, I don't know about you, but I do not like it when my curls are crunchy after I diffuse, and especially after I air dry my hair. So my next tip is how to get those crunchies out. I like to use an old t-shirt, a cotton one, or any kind of cotton fabric that you have around the house. Get it in your hands, and once your hair is completely dry, scrunch through it with the t-shirt just like this. This will help break up the crunchy hair and make it much softer. Now this brings me to my final tip. Don't touch your hair with your hands when you're done. It's super hard, I know, it's curly, it's fun, it's bouncy, you want to play with it and flip it around, but don't do it. It'll cause extra frizz and we don't want that, so don't touch it anymore. So I think that's it. I really hope that these tips help my fellow curly girls out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you're interested in Monat. I'd be more than happy to help you guys. Hope you have a good day. Bye.